So this lesson today is all about syncing the outer and inner map and learning, especially in the wind-up phase, learning new principles and feels to sync up, these ideas that we have about the wind-up with the outer form of the big three goats. And this is basically the way I started this process as well. I wanted to hit my forehand like Roger Federer, my hero, and I copied his form, and I made some progress doing that. And then it didn't quite seem right at times, and I thought, well, maybe I should try something else. And so I went to the Djokovic form and had that for a few weeks, and for a while I thought, I found it now, Djokovic, I don't need to go any further. But eventually I ran into some issues there too, so then I said, well, let's go to Nadal. And again, I felt like, well, Nadal's form does it all for me, I don't need to go any further. But then there became issues with that as well. So what I'm telling you is, don't fall in love with one model too soon. When you don't fall in love too soon, you avoid this good enough thinking plateauing that happens when we develop a skill, where we develop a skill to a certain point and then we say somehow in our mind that's good enough to get what I want and I don't need to develop that skill any further, and we stop improving. So we want to see if we can avoid that mentality as we go along. So I call this channel Goat Tennis, because I think more than anything, more than technique or anything, it's really the spirit of the goats that I want you to learn about. And I think that spirit is, they have resisted the temptation for this good enough thinking, reaching a plateau and saying, okay, I'm number one in the world, I won a Grand Slam, and that's good enough, and rest on my laurels. They never did that. And that's exactly the reason that they did become goats, is they never said this is good enough, and they still never say that. So I'd like you to consider that idea. I know it's not something that you necessarily can jump on board fully. You have to give it some thought. But in the meantime, in the day-to-day journey here, I would say that the biggest reward that you're going to get is sort of the experience of learning a new level of skill, a new feel. That's what I feel with many days of practice, not all of them, but enough that it's very encouraging feeling that, hey, I didn't understand this before, couldn't do this before, but now I can have a better way to do it, a better feel, and it's quite rewarding. So that's what I would recommend that you focus on for now, is see if you can get to a new level of skill, a new feel, and enjoy that journey up the mountain. Don't think about the plateaus or the peaks so much. Just enjoy the journey, and I think that'll serve you in good stead.